Hey, am I muted? I don't think so. Hi, Kalisha. Hi, Zach. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Giovanna. Hi, Ocean. I think I saw Emma too. Hi, Emma. Hi. Good to see you guys. Did you guys have a good break? Hey, Ocean. You do anything fun for Thanksgiving? Anyone? We ended up going to the beach and my dog got totally sick. We had to bring him to the emergency room last night. I don't know what he ate. I keep saying he and she's a she. She is totally broken out in hives, like big red blotchy things. It's totally scary. Hi, Shelby. Right, being lazy is awesome, isn't it? Who's going to be an aunt today? Emma? Again? Oh, wow, you stayed at the house that Andrew built? Where's the house at the beach that he built? No idea. You don't know where you were? Just at the beach. So they built a house at the beach. Does their company own it then? Or is it, was it built for a family or for someone? Or is it, how come you were able to stay there? That's pretty cool. Between Tillamook and Lincoln City. No, they built it for a client. Oh, okay. You're an aunt for 4 kids? Holy smokes, Ocean. Do you ever have to babysit them? Sometimes, yeah. They had to work for him the weekend of Thanksgiving? Oh, his client had to work for him, or Andrew had to work? That's kind of crappy that he had to work over Thanksgiving. He had to work? Oh my word, no way. That stinks. Or did he? Maybe he gets paid double on Thanksgiving. That might be worth it then if you get paid double. No idea. Well, I love going to the beach, but I'm telling you what, the first day we were there, it was like torrential rains coming sideways. It was miserable. We went out on the beach and it was awful. But then it got better. Like Thanksgiving Day was okay. And then my dog got sick and it all went downhill from there. All right, so who do we have here? We've got Kalacia, Shelby, Giovanna, Ocean. Oh, Desiree, hi. You must have just shown up. Good to see you. How are you doing? You hanging in there? I know you've got lots on your mind right now. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, Ocean, right? It's kind of our tradition too to go to the beach on Thanksgiving, and I don't know why. I think it's just like a getaway, right? Like it's just quiet and peaceful, and it's nice to just get away. I mean, we live in Portland, and it's just busy, so sometimes we need to step aside. Good. Okay, so I've got lots of people here right now. So I want to take a quick look. So no, just an overview, I guess. Right now, you are in the poetry unit, and lots of you have turned stuff in. I mean, I can see, oh, Yelena just showed up too. Hi, Yelena. I can see, you know, just from the names, most of you are right where you need to be, which is really fantastic. And all you need to do, like the poetry unit is, I think, the most manageable unit, and that's because they're short pieces, right? So you just do one short piece every assignment kind of thing. Or, I mean, sometimes they take a little longer if they're longer poems, like the pontoon is a little longer. But like the haiku is short and the limerick is short. So it goes pretty fast. And then the next unit, so you're going to be done with poetry by the break. It's been tough. He is doing good. He's not in the hospital anymore? That's great news. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm glad he's doing well. He doesn't need a breathing tube, but he is, oh, I see. So he is still there, but he doesn't need the breathing tube anymore. That's great. What a relief, right? Oh, he's making progress. Poor little thing. Ugh, hang in there. We're thinking about you. Well, and maybe if you can stay just a minute when other students are gone, I want to talk to you about how you can catch up, because I know you've had just a ton on your plate right now. So let's talk about how you can catch up and make it really manageable for you. So anyway, to continue, we're finishing poetry right now, and I think I only have 1 or 2 people doing screenwriting, which is pretty typical. I think screenwriting is a little bit tougher. But then you have your independent project, and it's my favorite one because I get crazy cool things from you guys. It's pretty wide open to whatever you want to do. Just as long as you're still doing writing, you can mix images in with it. You can, use photos. You can use Google Images, whatever you want to do, as long as you're still doing either poetry or short story or something in between. Really, I want to see how creative you can get with it. So that's coming up next, and then you'll do a portfolio, and then you're done. So creative writing is you're almost there, and you're doing really well. So keep going, hang in there. I think the hardest parts are done for most of you. So what we're going to talk about today is, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm having a hard time with the memory map. I'm not really understanding what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, do I draw my own? Yes, you draw your own map from your memory. I know that one's kind of a hard one, and it is a little longer. That assignment's a little bit longer, but you do draw your own, and I don't care how you draw it, right? Like you can use like the Google Draw tool. I've hardly ever used that thing, so I am completely inept at it, but some people might be better at it. You can either use the Google Draw tool, right, and then just share that with me, or you can draw your own map, right? Just draw it on a piece of paper and then like take a picture with your camera and turn that in, right? Or scan it, whatever you have available to you. And then I'll still get that image of the map. Okay, so yeah. And then I want to see the poem that you come up with, and it's really about your memories. Again, it's pretty wide open. Ocean, that is the cutest little dog. Oh, look at that. Stop it. All right, so what we're going to do today is we are going to write prose poetry. And I'm going to go ahead and get the link a minute and make sure everyone can edit. Okay, and then I'm going to stick that in here. She wanted attention. Well, she got it. Does she see us? No, probably not. It's a screen. All right, so look in the chat. I just sent the link to the document, and then I'm going to share the screen so we can see what we're doing there. Okay, and we'll go to the top one. I see someone on there already. Fantastic. And then I just learned that I can show the chat here because I love that someone told me how to do that. That helps so much. So now I can see if you guys are sending me chats. Before I couldn't see it. Okay, so I see lots of people showing up. There's Emma, there's Giovanna, Shelby, Zach, awesome, Victoria, Desiree's there. Fantastic. I see Victoria, she just showed up. Looks like Zach's kind of going in and out. Ocean's there, fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna wait just 1 or 2 more minutes because I think I have a couple people who aren't here yet. And let me know if you're having troubles getting to the link. I don't think I see Shelby yet. Who else? Ocean, oh, Yelena, Victoria, and somehow Zach disappeared. Oh no, Shelby, you're there, I'm sorry. Giovanna, Emma. Okay, so I don't know, Zach kind of disappeared on me. Hopefully he'll be back. Okay. Okay, so prose poetry. This is probably, to me, one of the easiest types of poems to write. And I think it's because I write fiction, right? That's what I do. And in fact, I just had a reading a couple weeks ago, And one of the students who used to be in this class showed up at the reading. It was really surprising and cool. But anyway, I write fiction. I don't write a lot of poetry. So to me, trying to write poetry is tricky. I have to get in the right mindset. So if I start with prose, like if I start with words that are already there, a lot of times I can do better. So if you take a look at the second slide, what is prose poetry, right? What we're looking at is combining these two different types of writing. And now, Zach, you're showing up on here. I don't know why you're not showing up on my list about. Maybe there's too many. So, in prose, you don't have line breaks, right? Like when you write a paragraph in an essay, there are no line breaks, right? Your sentences just run right to the margin. You capitalize, right? You do typical grammatical punctuation, and it looks like big, large blocks of text. Whereas poetry, right, we've got the line breaks. We follow a formatted rhythm. Lines can be long, or they can be as short as a word, or even a letter. Traditionally, we capitalize poetry, but you don't have to. And in fact, if you guys have ever read E.E. Cummins, he doesn't capitalize anything. And he's a super famous poet. He doesn't even capitalize his name. E.E. Cummins is all in lowercase. So with poetry, you can kind of throw out some of those rules, which is nice. It's kind of freeing. And then the shape of the poetry can vary depending on line length and the intent of the poem or the poet. So like with the acrostic, there we go, acrostic poem, some of you just had one word lines, right? Some of you used that one letter to do a whole sentence, so it was longer. Some of you shaped it into the word, right? So like if you're doing tree, then you can kind of shape the poem into a tree. You just have so many different options with shape with poetry. With prose, you don't, right? It's pretty structured and it's going to look very similar. So what are we going to do today? We are going to combine the two. So we're going to combine poetry and prose. And let's see what you come up with. I'm excited actually to see what you come up with. I love reading this stuff. I'm a total geek and you guys do such fantastic stuff. I love your limericks and your haikus and I laugh out loud when I'm grading them. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two things. And this is where we're going to start. We're going to read through the prose from the short story, The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. How many of you guys have read Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart? Let's raise your hand. I can see some of you. Have you read it? Really? Oh, maybe we should have started with that. But it is longer, so it would take us a little while. So you're just going to get a taste of it. But Edgar Allan Poe wrote his short stories in the late 1800s. So he used different kinds of phrases, like he's really poetic. And some of his words don't sound like words we would use today, right? Because they were written 100 years ago. So when you read his short stories, it's really got a cadence and a rhythm to it that a lot of writers don't have today. So that's why I chose Edgar Allan Poe. And then what I want you to do is you're going to take one of the slides, which has just a chunk of prose from his short story on it. You're going to choose descriptive phrases. Okay, so highlight descriptive phrases. Look for those words that are giving you an image or a sound, right? That go to those sensory details and highlight those. Choose wisely so they kind of fit together, right? Like don't choose totally random words that don't fit together at all because it's going to be harder to put together the poem then. Leave out filler words. So no words like the or now or a or even, things that don't mean a lot. Just leave those out. Go for those really strong descriptive words. And then take those phrases that you've chosen and shape them into poetry with line breaks, a shape, maybe stanzas. And so this part is going to be up to you, what you want that to look like. Okay? So let's look at the first one here. So this is the first part, slide 4 is the first part of the short story, Telltale Heart. If you've never read The Telltale Heart, do it. It's a crazy, weird, wild story. And that's Edgar Allan Poe for you. Like he was demented. There was something seriously wrong with him. But he had a really hard life. So I think that's what fed into his sort of dementia in his poetry or in his short stories. So this is the first part of A Telltale Heart. True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthfully, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It's impossible to say how the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object, there was none. Passion, there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold, I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold. And so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man and thus rid myself of the eye forever. All right, messed up. You know he's going to kill this guy. But really, the story is about guilt, right? So what happens when you go through with something this horrible, right? Can you deal with it? Can a person actually live with doing something awful? But anyway, this is where I want you to start. I want you to choose one of these sections. Put your name at the top so you claim it and no one else can take it. And then I want you to pull out the phrases that really give you an image and then shape them in the second slide. So like if you look at slide 4, you see number 1 there. The second slide goes with number 1. So you're going to put your name on that slide as well, and that's where you'll put your poem. So on this slide, on number 1, with the piece from Telltale Heart, this is where you're going to highlight. So maybe dreadfully nervous is something you would highlight. You're going to go into highlight and you would make it, something that stands out, pink. All right, so now you've started to choose your phrases. So on the first slide, do the highlighting. And I'm sorry, who was ever going to do this? You don't want that highlighted. So do the highlighting and then shape your poem on the slide underneath. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so go ahead and choose a chunk of text and read through it and start highlighting those passages that really hit home or that develop an image. Okay, so I don't see anyone on number 1 yet. Oh, maybe someone is on number 1. Is that Desiree? Okay, remember to put your name on them. Okay, so Shelby's on number 3. Awesome. Giovanna's on number 4. Emma's number 5. Victoria's number 6. Awesome. We're getting there. Okay, so it looks like 7 is still available. Zach's on 8. Yelena's on 9. Does everyone have a slide? I think 1 is still available. And I think Desiree is on 2. Okay, so I think we're good. Oh, Kalaisha, do you have 1? You might need to do number 1. Oh, there you go. You're on it. Who's 2? Okay, Shelby's on 3. All right, so if you have questions, put them in the chat, okay? And let me see what's going on here. Oh, there are 6 new messages. Ocean, you don't have 1 and your Wi-Fi keeps going out? Let's do this. We're going to get you a slide. I have an extra number 8 in here, don't I? I don't know why that happened. Okay. We're going to do this. Duplicate slide. And move it. Oh, darn it. And I'm going to move it down. Sometimes I have the wrong one down. Okay, so we're gonna call this 10. So Ocean, you should be able to do 10 as long as your Wi-Fi is still working for you. And even though it's the same passage as someone else, you're still gonna come up with a different poem, so it's gonna work. And then where did my duplicate slide go? Okay, so you should be good. So Zach's working on 8, and then Ocean, you'll need to do 10. You'll need to go to the bottom. And I moved stuff around, so it might be there. All right, yep, we got it. Sweet. Okay. Oh, thanks, Giovanna, for sending the link again to Kalisha. I appreciate that. Nice, Shelby. You got lots of good stuff there. Oh, Giovanna, too. Oh, good, Emma. I don't see anyone on 7 now. I guess he could have done 7 Ocean. Oh, well. All right, Zach, how are you doing? Oh, good, Yelena. Yeah, you got good stuff. Oh, yeah, Kalisha, you're choosing good ones, too. Oh, good, Desiree. Yep. Fantastic. Oh, good, Giovanna, you're starting the poem. Oh, Emma, too. Fantastic. Good. All right, let's see. So Ocean, you want to highlight the phrases that really it's up to you, but that provide some kind of image, right? Or that are words that create a feeling of some kind. So it's really up to you. Look at the phrases and see what stands out, right? Dreadfully nervous, groan of mortal terror. Like some of the ones that Giovanna has here, soul when overcharged with awe. So it's really up to you. What words hit you as creating an image or a sound, some kind of sensory detail? And then if your Wi-Fi disconnects me, I don't know. You can always finish it later if you have to. But let's see how far you can get. Are you still connected? I can see you. I just don't know if you're. Oh yeah, you're highlighting stuff. So it looks like you're still there. Good. And Zach, same thing. Highlight some of those phrases that cause you to see something. I like the first phrase in yours. I smiled, for what had I to fear, right? I felt myself getting pale. My head ached, a ringing in my ears. Yeah, there's good stuff in there. Oh, I see how I do this. Okay. Evil eye. Right, Desiree. Excellent choice. Good, Shelby. Yeah, remember you can just copy and paste too. The quotes we highlighted, do we use the legit thing or do we switch it up a bit when we switch? Oh, switch it up a bit. No, that's no problem. I do this all the time. I'll do comments in people's essays and I'll read my comments later. And it was like, oh my word. You can do either. I mean, as long as you're still playing with the words, I don't care if you switch them around or if you use them in the same categories or chronological order, right? Like, I don't care which way you do it. So that's up to you. I want to see what you create from those words. Oh, nice, Giovanna. My soul, when overcharged with awe, impacted me like a star going thousands of miles per hour. That's awesome. I stalked the galaxy with his black shadow. It's great. Have fun. With a hideous veil over it, right, Emma? That's so disturbing. The beating of a drum. Good. Now, think, Emma, with yours, think a little bit more about shaping it into a poem, right? You still have some long sentences. Is there a way we can cut those sentences, right, into shorter phrases, make it look more like a poem? Nice, Victoria. Yeah, you got some good stuff there. Woohoo, Yelena. So much good stuff in there. Oh, good, Ocean. Yeah. Singularly at ease. Well, good, Kalacia. You're finding a few more. That's great. Let me look at my chat here again. Oh, there's more. Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, nice, Emma. Yeah. You're doing some good shaping there. I love this creative stuff. my sagacity. Isn't that a great word, Shelby? You have so many phrases that you put together, Giovanna, that are now like shocking. I gotta go back and look. Stalked with his black shadow. It's great. I stalked the galaxy. Oh, I see how you changed it. That's fantastic. Like the thread of the spider. Yes. Wide open. Good. Emma, that's perfect. I mean, yours totally captures what happens in the story. It's fantastic. Uncontrollable terror, right, Victoria? He was stone dead. I want to put all these together now and look and see what the story did. I guess I don't have anyone doing 7. I have to have someone do 7. Talked with her fluently with a heightened voice. Good, yes. Awesome. For what had I to fear? Oh, these are good. Nice ocean. That's great. Ooh, good, Yelena. Sound increase, low, dull, quick, gas. Oh, you got all those panicked feelings in there. Your poem's intense. Got a lot of Zach. Stop. Fun. I said nothing. Shelby, that's great. That's great. Evil eye. Oh, nice repetition there, Desiree. That's good. Oh, nice, Kalisha. Yours is intense too. You have those, all those stark feelings that he puts in there. All right, when you're done, I would read someone else's, go to another slide, just see what someone else did, and then turn in your assignment, right, for this virtual session. And don't forget that there is an assignment coming up where you send um, one of your pieces to the literary journal. So we do a literary journal every year with poetry and short stories and memoir pieces, and also like photos and um, artwork, right? And one of the assignments in the class is to send one in to our literary journal staff. So think about which one you might want to send in. You guys have done so much great stuff in this class. Yeah, it is an assignment. Are you nervous about sending something in, Emma? You have so much good stuff. I don't know why you would be worried about that. I guess if you like were self-conscious about it, you could say that you want it listed under an alias. So you could make up a name instead of using your own name. You know, I totally got thrown off because I saw your name somewhere as Emma Burkholder, and I see everything else as Emma Moore still. So it was like, oh, right, that's her. Um, just curious and a little self-conscious. Yeah, I know, I get that. But you know what? When we create these beautiful things, we should share them. And it's always hard because it's personal. To me, that's the hardest part. Like when I put one of my books out in the world, it's like, there it goes, right? People are going to critique me, and they do. And it's hard. But at the same time, if we just keep it to ourselves, then no one else ever is exposed to these incredible creative pieces we did. So I do want you to try it. Doesn't have to be a long piece, right? Just something you feel okay about. Evil eye, so bold that I. Giovanna, I love that line. I stalk the galaxy with its black shadow that hangs over me like a gum. That's fantastic. I mean, that's cool because you took the words, but you also took liberty, right? And you made it your own. That's neat what you did there. Heart increased, it grew quicker and quicker and louder and louder. Yeah, there's panic in yours, Victoria, that's for sure. Violent gesticulations. Isn't that a great word? No one uses that word. To and fro. We foamed, raved, swore. Yelena, that's fabulous. Try to secure in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph. I found the noise was not within my ears. Oh, I'm going crazy. Yeah, if you guys ever want to read Poe, he's got some really fantastic stuff. You should dig into him a bit. Telltale Heart, I would definitely recommend. The Fall of the House of Usher is also about people going crazy. The Cask of Amontillado. Oh, he's got so much good stuff. The Raven is probably one of his most famous. Oh, that's right. I think you've mentioned that person before. You know what? I'm going to write that down because I don't know this person. I'm going to write this down. Rupi Kaur. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. You love Rupi Kaur, Shelby? So how come everyone knows this person? I gotta find out who this is. I will. Yeah, I just wrote it down. So I also teach an English 104 class, which is college credit. So you can earn both college credit and high school credit for English, and it's all short stories. Oh, books. Okay. Oh, is it young adult literature, Giovanna? Is that? I need to look into her. Yeah. Okay. I'll look it up. But I always use like suggestions, short stories, and books from students to add to the class. And if you guys are readers, you might want to think about doing English 104 because you can get college credit for it as well as high school. It is intense. Like there's a lot of reading in it. It's fast. But if you're a reader, you're going to do it well. I foamed, raved, swore. I swung the chair upon me. Oh, Elena. I just get a feeling of panic reading this one. Which class? It's English 104. So it's a college now class, right? So it's actually, I run it according to Mount Hood Community College schedule. So they're on trimesters. So it's like a 10-week course. And we read a book in there. So like The Kite Runner or The Lovely Bones, or anyway, there's a bunch of choices. And then you read, I know, Lovely Bones, right? I love that book. And Kite Runner's fabulous too, though it's hard to read. So is Lovely Bones. It's hard to read too. But then there are 2 short stories that you read every week. So you'll get Poe in there, you'll get Hemingway, you'll get, Kate Chopin, lots of these. Oh, you never heard of The Kite Runner? Oh, Shelby, if you love Lovely Bones, you would probably love Kite Runner. It's brutal, like just hard to read, like Lovely Bones, right? Which was beautiful but horrible. It's kind of the same way. And then like Fahrenheit 451 is in there if you're interested in science fiction and social criticism. Anyway, if you're into reading, you might like that class. And it does start the beginning of January. So yeah, it overlaps with our semesters in a weird way. Anyway, think about it. If you're an English person, all of you guys are like cruising into class and doing really well. So you'd be good to take these college credit classes. This fear sharpened my senses. Nice, Kalisha. Right? That's a great phrase. It's fear sharpened my senses. Desiree, it looks like you're still moving some stuff onto your poem. I kept quite still and said nothing. Good. Yeah, it looks like some of you are done. So go ahead and read someone else's. Excuse me. And if you've already done that, you are free to go. Yeah, just turn in the assignment that says you were here, and I will give you full credit. Bye, Victoria. Always good to see you guys. Bye, Shelby. Thanks for coming. Bye, Kalaisha. Bye, Ocean. I'm glad your Wi-Fi stayed connected for most of it. Have a good day, Giovanna. Got a few people still working. I think I'm done. All right, Elena. Sounds good. So Desiree, allowed. Let me see if I can send you. Oh, okay. Let me try this. So I'm going to send you a message, but it will be separate from our group message. So I'm not sure how that looks on your side, but look for it there. And this is what I'd like you to focus on. Okay, so I sent you what I'd like to see you do for the memoir. For poetry, all right, can you see those notes sent to you? Okay, so I know that you have so much on your plate right now. So this is what I'd like you to focus on. Just don't worry so much about smaller pieces, just the bigger ones. And I think, focusing on your current experiences is probably really appropriate and might help you understand what you're going through too, right? Be a little bit cathartic. So yeah, just focus on the big pieces. And if you can send those things my way, you're going to do fine in this class. Okay? I don't want you to think that you have to do all of those small pieces. Nice. I felt I must scream or die. Oh no, Elena. That's a great ending. Foamed, raved, swore. I feel like you guys have captured this story so well in the poem. It's really good. Oh, Kalaisha, yours turned out really well too. This fear sharpened my senses. Kill them with a give an evil eye. Nice. That was nice. These are great. Once again, I love doing these. All right, let me see if there are, am I missing any messages here? One new, okay. Exactly, Desiree. You can do it. Well, and I know that, I mean, you're dealing with a lot. But keep trying, right? I know that you've got other things going on, but if you can even, you know, right? Just make, you know, somehow make that work. I know that you can't do that for every class, but this class we can. We have some flexibility in the topics and that sort of thing. So you can make it work in here. And I think that I think Patrick. Okay, so maybe work through some of that with him. And he might be able to talk to some of your teachers too, and see if we can make this work manageable. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. It looks like it's 9:55 and I do have a meeting at 10, so I need to get going, but I see that there are some people still working. You are welcome to still work on this. Yeah, no problem, Desiree. You've got a lot going on, and we wanna work with you on that. But you are welcome to stay and finish. Just remember to turn in that you were here, that you did your poem, and you'll get credit. All right, have a great week, you guys. Bye.